big news is about what the government is doing to arrest an impending slowdown, sending out a clear signal that there is no dearth of funds for public spending. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Friday asked central government ministries to prepare the capital expenditure plans for next 4 quarters and fast-track pending payments to various agencies to boost Capex in the economy. In a meeting of 21 major infrastructure departments to review progress in spending, Sitharaman said the idea is to gear up the government machinery to spend the planned capital expenditure and not sit over it. She said, and I quote, "My intention is to clear pending dues to goods and service providers with any of the ministries by first week of October. No non-litigating dues should be kept pending," she said. Out of rupees 60,000 crore of government procurements, rupees 20,000 crore payment is pending. Indian businesses have been battling demand slowdown and liquidity crunch, which resulted in economic growth rate cooling to a 6-year low of 5% in the June quarter, while private consumption expenditure was at an 18-quarter low of 3.1%. On Saturday, Sitharaman will chair another meeting of heads of central public sector enterprises. Out of the total expenditure of the central government for 2019-20 of rupees 27.86 trillion rupee, capital expenditure is budgeted at rupees 3.38 trillion. Total expenditure during April-July FY20 grew by 6.5% as compared to 10.1% during April-July FY19 due to a contraction in capital expenditure during this period, according to the estimates by Controller General of Accounts. Expenditure Secretary Girish Chandra Murmu said till August, departments have almost spent around 50% of the capital expenditure target. He said, and I quote, "Entire capital expenditure is on track so that investment in economy comes and that much liquidity is pumped into the market. All of the departments have geared up except where some land issues are there. Monthly expenditures will be monitored," he said. Asked how she will beat the fiscal deficit target of 3.3% of GDP in 2019-20, if not by cutting government spending, Sitharaman said at this stage she is only looking at getting expenditure going on. She said, and I quote, "I will have to obviously nearer the time look at reconciling all this and looking at budget commitments as regards fiscal deficit," she said. On 22nd September, Finance Minister had ruled out an immediate reduction in spending to balance this year's budget despite fears of a fiscal slippage due to the sharp cut in corporate tax rates. Sitharaman said that she has asked ministries to prepare Capex plan for next 4 quarters by next week. She said, and I quote, "Within the next week they should be coming back to the expenditure secretary with a clear picture of what is the Capex expenditure by each of these ministries for the next 4 quarters," she said. Regarding contractual disputes by government and central PSUs, Sitharaman said banks are seeking guarantee despite government's decision on 23 August to pay 75% of the dues upfront provided arbitration is in favor of the claimant. These are the firefighting measures that the Finance Ministry has come out with. It's left to be seen how many of these measures will hit the bullseye and augment the government's effort to ensure that there is no economic slowdown in India.